Hey Dr. Zeitz, I've been reading online about your BlueSky Defender machine, but I still don't really understand how it works. Can you go into more detail about that?
I'm sure. Okay, so the BlueSky machine is basically a big filtering box. Okay, so it sits either inside a room in a special location because it's really big. It's like a giant refrigerator essentially. So it either sits outside a building or inside a building. You get different sizes, of course. And then within that Defender machine sit these large filter cartridges, HEPA filter cartridges. Most HEPA filters are flat. They're pleated material, but they're flat, so that the air moves through a layer of pleated material. With BlueSky, we have a lot of these cylindrical, long HEPA filters, also pleated material. So we get a large volume of filtration area or surface area. And then above those filters sit very powerful fans. Because when you suck a lot of air through HEPA filters, you need a strong fan, which is one of the reasons you can't really just put a HEPA filter into your aircon system, because it just, A, there isn't the power, and B, it's not circulating the air often enough. So with a BlueSky Defender, you really want to change the air in a room or in a big public space every 5 minutes. Because you can imagine somebody walks into a room, is breathing, maybe they're breathing out coronavirus infection, they might not even know they're sick, and this is floating around in the air within, say, 5-6 feet, and then they move away. And then say you, Matthew, you walk into that very same space that they were standing or very near, and you start breathing in those viruses, right, which are in the aerosols. So the idea with the BlueSky Defender is that it's continuously sucking that air out of a room, and it's downflow. It's essentially, the Defender is blowing air in from above you through a set of pipes, ducting. It's flowing down the room like you'd have a shower, and then getting sucked out at a lower level, like the floor level. So you're continuously getting fresh air, cleaned air, making the air that you breathe safe, so that you've got a much lower risk of ever getting the coronavirus from somebody else who's in the room.
I've read about these UV systems. What makes yours special?
Well, the UV in itself that we use in the Defender is called UVC. It's a kind of UV light that's really strong and good for neutralizing these particles, these coronavirus. But what's really amazing is that most UV systems that are put into air ventilation are kind of in the ducting or the pipe work, so the air flows over the UV light. But they don't really work because it takes some time for UV light to kill a virus, right? It's not just and it's dead. So we've positioned our UV light within the filter. So what would happen is that when that coronavirus hits the filter surface, everything slows down, right? The coronavirus, let's say it's a tiny one, it's going to make its way into the fabric, which they really don't do, but let's say they get in through there. The UV light has time to shine on those particles and neutralize them. Whereas if you just put a UV system into a pipe, the air just blows right by and you don't kill that many. So we're really slowing them down, putting them on the surface, and then zapping them with this UV light. And that's how it's really an effective use of UV light, and not just a feeling that you're doing something good.